So we have two executed contracts, um, one in Brazil, one in the Philippines. One is $9 million dollars over a 5 year period, and one is $36 million dollars over a 5 year period. And we are negotiating of active contracts, probably $150 million dollars more over that 5 year time period. And when you start talking about the conversations I'm having about the catheters, I'm in active conversations about the sutures. I'm in active conversations um, about several different products. And, our pipeline is pretty dramatic when you think that there are roughly 700 billion plus dollars of different market segments that we could easily go into. Well, the two journals that have published medical manuscripts around our technology is the International Journal of Pharmaceutics and the Journal of Hospital Infections. And both the International Journal of Pharmaceutics, which was led by Dr. Victor Nizet out of UC San Diego, really captured the difference between molecular iodine and existing iodine formulations, demonstrated its efficacy, and then actually used mice studies, animal models, with acute dosage of their nasal passages to show that there was no irritation. So it showed that very effective and non-irritating. And then in the Journal of Hospital Infections, which was done by our chief scientist and then peer reviewed by five or six different MDs and research PhDs, we demonstrated that molecular iodine is not the toxic component of iodine formulations. So the studies that are going on right now are really lending themselves not so much in a peer review environment where it's going to be published in a journal, but they are lending themselves directly to either 510(k) applications or phase 3 trials. So we're working with major institutions to bring a dermal regeneration pad, a pad that is used for full thickness wounds that are caused by burns or traumatic injury, where the pad sits on the fascia and allows the dermis to grow up into it. That particular institution is currently um, finalizing this week, by tomorrow, the final studies, which will then allow us to go directly into animal studies within the next 10 days, which really is the long pole in the tent because we have to collect a 6-month study before we can put the final 510(k) submission into the FDA. So we're hoping that submission happens within the next 7 months, and then within the next 3 to 6 months after that, the regulatory approval would be granted. We're working with the same type of procedure with a wound irrigation system, and then we are working with a top institution in North America to start Canadian phase 3 trials in May for a post-surgical nasal lavage. We are working with other institutions around the world that we have collaborations with, which are creating hydrogels, emogels, which are doing biofilm biofilm studies. So we're working, those organizations are potentially creating information that would then make it into a peer-reviewed journal. But we are really working with high-end institutions to commercialize these products to get them out as fast as possible. So, we've been truly blessed that the clinicians who have discovered us, who have started working with us, believe so strongly that we're going to have such strong patient impact that all of these studies, which I've been referencing, we have not paid a penny for, as you said. So that has been a real important aspect to our company.